My dear students, we are seeing here operating systems. Myself, Patwari DN, working as lecturer in Department of Computer Science. As we see this chapter 2, next point is that system programs. Other aspect of modern operating system is that its collection of system programs. As seen in figure 1, that logical computer at the lowest level there is hardware, next is operating system, then there are the system programs, and finally application programs. System programs, also known as system utilities, provide a convenient environment for program development and execution. Some of them use are simply user interfaces to the system calls, and others are more complex. They can be divided into following categories. Number one, file management. These programs create, delete, copy, rename, print, dump, list, and generally manipulate files and directories. Number two, status information. Some programs simply ask the system for date, time, amount of available memory, and disk space, number of users, or similar status information. Other are more complex, provided detailed performance, logging, and debugging information. These programs format and print the output to the terminal or other output devices or files, or display it in a window of the graphical user interface. Some systems programs also support a registry which is used to store and retrieve the configuration information. Number three is that file modification. Several text editors may be available to create and modify the contents of files stored on the disk or other storage devices. These may also special commands to search contents of files and perform transformations of the text. Next is that program language support. Compilers, assemblers, debuggers, and interpreters for common programming languages such as C, C++, Java, and Perl are also provided with the operating system or available as separate download. Next, that program loading and execution. Once program is assembled or compiled, it must be loaded into memory to be executed. The system may provide absolute loaders, relocatable loaders, linkage editors, and overlay loaders. Debugging system for other high-level languages or machine-level languages are also needed and available here. Next, that communication. These programs provide the mechanism for creating virtual connections among processes, users, and computer systems. They allow users to send messages to one another's screens, or to browse web pages, to send email messages, to log in remotely, or to transfer files from one machine to another. Background services. All other purpose general purpose systems have methods for launching certain system program processes at the boot time. Some of these processes terminate after completing their tasks. where other continue to run until the system is stopped working or halted. Constantly running system program processes are known as services, subsystems, or daemons. One example is the network. In that example, a system is needed to service to listen for network corrections in order to connect those requests to correct processes. Other examples include process schedulers that start processes according to specified schedule, or system errors monitoring services, or printer services. Typical systems have dozens of daemons. In addition, operating systems that run important activities in user context rather than in kernel context may use daemons to run these activities. Along with system programs, most operating systems are supplied with programs that are useful in solving common problems or performing some common operations. Such application programs include web browsers, word processors, text formatters, spreadsheets, database systems, compilers, plotting and statistical analysis packages, and games, so on. The view of operating systems seen by most users is defined by the application and system programs rather than by the actual system calls. Consider a user's PC. When user's computer is running the Mac OS operating system, the user might see GUI, graphical user interface, featuring a mouse and Windows interface. Alternatively, even in one or of the windows, the user might have a command line Unix shell. Both the use same set of system calls, but the system calls look different and act in different ways. Further confusing the user views, consider the user dual booting from Mac OS into Windows. Now the same user on the same hardware have two entirely different interfaces and two set of applications using the same physical resources. On the same hardware, then the user can expose to multiple user interfaces sequentially and concurrently. Thank you very much for seeing this particular video.